Good noontime and welcome to Rotary, everyone. It's so great to see so many people in 3 dimensions. So thank you, everyone, for being here. And Jan, would you like to bring us to order today?
Let's pray. Gracious Lord, we do give you thanks for this day and for all these people and seeing people in 3D. And we know how valuable that is, Lord, because you became flesh and dwelt among us. And so we ask you to be with us in this meeting and be with our joy and our conversation and help us serve the community. We ask this in Jesus' name.
Amen. Thank you, Jan. And Linda, would you like to be in pledge today?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And Ricky, would you like to lead us in song today?
R-O-T-A-R-Y, that spells Rotary. R-O-T-A-R-Y is known on land and sea. From north to south, from east to west, we promise us to serve the best. R-O-T-A-R-Y, that spells Rotary.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for being here today. We do have a few visiting, no visiting Rotarians, but we do have some guests with us today. One is our honored speaker, and we'll get to him in just 1 second. Let's see, we have Lucy, who is almost not a guest anymore. Hello. And we have Sissy, who is almost not a guest anymore. Yay. And we have Keenan, who is also almost not a guest anymore. Yay. And let's see, I think that's everybody. All right. Very good, very good. Let's see here.
That camera looks like you.
It's a good looking camera. We have a wedding anniversary coming up. Dawn, if you didn't know, we have a wedding anniversary coming up. I'll call Milton too. So congratulations, Dawn, on that. Do we have any happy dollar announcements today?
We're here together.
Yay! Let's see. All right. And don't forget that through our district, we have a Paul Harris Fellow point matching program. And so every dollar that you contribute to TRF, that is the Rotary Foundation, you get a point. Can we turn that down just a little bit? Thanks. Well, you get a point for every dollar you donate to the Rotary Foundation. And now through April 30th, our district 5930 will match 0.4.1 for 1 on your donations to TRF to your next Paul Harris Fellow, up to Paul Harris Fellow +8. For more information on that, go to our bulletin or to the district website, rotary5930.org, or to our website, rotarykingsville.com. 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 And this concludes our Foundation Minute. And we have our local student four-way test competition this Thursday in person in the basement of the Clayburg Bank building that is in the community room. Our chair for that is Deb Brandstetter. Thank you, Deb, for handling that. And judges are needed. And so please do call Deb or find her right there in person and let her know, or you can send her an email. How might you do that? That's right, the Club Runner app. Go to the Club Runner app and look up her name and find her email and send her a message that you would like to volunteer to be a judge for the local student four-way test speech competition. Thank you, Deb. And while we are on announcements, let's see here. Jan, thanks so much for being here in person with us today. This is only 10 months into your term as Sergeant at Arms. And so as a gift of thank you for that, please do accept our sincere thanks for continuing your service in Rotary. Thank you, Jan. And another announcement. Governor of Area 7, our area, and this is presented from immediate past District Governor Ellison Kreider. Thank you very much for your service in Rotary.
I know, but when?
When what?
When did this come?
Like 2 years ago. You
Yeah,
haven't been
you take a picture.
you haven't been to Rotary in a while, so. So thank you for your service, sir. And now our featured one more announcement. Yes, Janine.
One more announcement, and the Rotary is sponsoring as well. John brought up the idea of fundraising, and so we have decided to do possible. We actually had a snow cone vendor reach out today and said, no. Y'all are gonna be the only vendor for something icy, cold, and refreshing. So,
right.
I want to start collecting volunteers for that April 17th, and you want to be there anyway, so it'd be great. So come out. We do have a single sponsorship, if anybody wants to do that. The funds do benefit KKB and grief recovery of that. And I posted.
More announcements for the club. Very good, very good. And now back to a featured presentation by Dr. Paul Hageman. Let's see, Claudia's not here. Would one of your colleagues like to introduce you to the group?
Oh, sure. It is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Paul Hageman. He is the director and Director of the School of Music for Texas A&M University, Kingsville. Today he's going to talk to us a little bit about his beautiful new music education building and what the music program and music school of music that is new delineation for the university that happened last year, right before COVID happened. And there's going to be a lot of interesting stuff coming up to next year, including a little bit of items in Wilson building, which I don't know if you even know about yet. So without further ado, Dr. Paul Hageman.
No. That's what we vacate for. The floor is yours.
Well, good afternoon, everybody, and thank you so much for inviting me here today. I love talking about the School of Music. I love talking about the university. And y'all may recall, some of you may have, I was here about 3 years ago when the building was under construction. And I'd love to tell you all the construction is done, but as I'm going to tell you in a moment, there's still a few things going on. But let me tell you first about our fantastic building. So this began back in 2015 when the state legislature granted us a tuition revenue bond in the amount of approximately $60 million. And that started the whole process of planning the building and constructing the building and finally moving in. So all of this went on for several years. We moved into the building and started using it last January. And ever since then, we have just been trying to figure out what to do with real space and really nice facilities. And it's been a wonderful experience for us. And I'll tell you a little about our building. So this building is about 100,000 square feet. Our previous building was 27,000 square feet. So we're over 3 times that size. And we definitely needed it because our old building was built for about 120 music majors. And this fall we were right at 300 majors. So we had, I always say we're 10 ounces of tuna in a 6-ounce can. And we finally have a place that really is wonderful. So our building has the crown jewel is our performance hall. This is beautiful performance hall, seats about 475 people, which is the perfect size for most of the concerts and things we do. Of course, Jones Auditorium seats 1,000, but if you've been to any of our concerts, you've seen it's rare. You know, I can count the number of times on one hand where we've had 1,000 people at an event. When the Count Basie Orchestra was here, when Maynard Ferguson was here, and when Mariachi Vargas was here, and one other time when the Notzel Brass from Germany was here. That's the only 4 times I can remember 38 years when Jones was packed. And so this hall gives us a more intimate setting that when we have our normal audience of 200 to 300 people in a 475 seat hall, that looks like a lot of people in there. So it's, the acoustics in this new hall are just unbelievable. And that was, I mean, there are curtains throughout the hall that are motorized that we can open and close to change the acoustics depending upon the type of group. The back wall of the stage actually moves forward so that we can actually reduce the size of the stage for like a solo recital and then open it wide open for a big ensemble. So it's a beautiful hall, and we only got to use it a couple of times before COVID hit. And the last thing we had in there was a concert and a recital by the principal trombonist of the New York Philharmonic, Joe Alessi, who is the greatest trombone player in the world. And for us trombone players, that means a lot in the room. And but then shortly thereafter, right now, I think the seating capacity in the hall was reduced to around 75 with the COVID seating. But that's one of our facilities. We also have a beautiful recital hall that seats nearly 100 people in there. And that's for our smaller events, recitals. We're also going to be hosting guest lectures and things like that in the hall. So it's a beautiful hall. It actually, the woodwork in that hall matches the woodwork in the performance hall. We have 4 rehearsal halls, one for our orchestra mariachi program, one for our concert band, for our choir opera program, and one for our jazz program. These are all very large halls that are acoustically treated. They have so much technology in them. We can actually record ourselves in the room at the push of a button. Or one of the other things we have in our building is an extensive recording studio. And this beautiful studio has a big booth that has a 24 channel mixer, and there's about 5 or 6 screens in there. I don't even know what they all do. And it's just an incredible facility. And the interesting thing is the way the building was designed, we have what's called the Dante system in the building. So every room, every rehearsal hall, every performance space in the building is connected to the recording studio. So our recording engineer can be in the studio and he can record to any rehearsal hall or to the performance hall, to any place. And so by doing this, for example, I can be in a jazz band rehearsal in the jazz hall, and I can call up to the engineer and say, hey, could you record this for us? We think this is pretty good. We want to lay this down. And he can record it for us. He can then play it back. We can edit it, mix it, whatever we want to do. So it's just an incredible, incredible opportunity. And we're actually looking forward. We're in the planning stages for a new degree program in sound recording technology. So we're planning to introduce classes this fall, and then hopefully a year later, actually have the degree in place and start enrolling students a year and a half from now. We've had there, over the last several years, a lot of students ask about a recording program, and there's only a few in the state. There's a big one in San Marcos. That's probably the biggest one in the state. And then there's one at Stephen F. Austin, one at West Texas A&M. So there's really no big programs in this area. So we're hoping to fill a nice niche with this program. So the recording studio, like I said, is one of the really vibrant parts of our building. We also have 40 student practice rooms, and these are all rooms where our students can practice day and night. We're open. We're one of the buildings that's open latest on campus. We're open every night until 11 because our students are up there practicing, and we have to run them out. We're even open on weekends when they're practicing. But these, again, everything is acoustically treated. We have 32 faculty studios in there, and these are where our offices, our faculty teach in their offices and teach one-on-one private lessons to our students. We have half a dozen classrooms in our building, all of these loaded with technology. We even have a room in the building that will soon become what's called a Zoom room. Of course, Zoom is the thing now, but this room will have these, it has multiple screens and multiple cameras so that we can hold like for example, if we wanted to call the principal trombonist in the New York Phil and ask him to Zoom in for a meeting, we could be in there and do interactive things on very large screens very easily. So it's the technology and acoustics in our building are just unbelievable. And it's also a beautiful building too. From the outside, it was designed with some of the Spanish architecture of the time. And it actually mimics some of the things of the old mission style buildings. If you notice, the windows are not symmetrical in terms of how they're placed. And that was one of the things that the architects discovered in all of the buildings they looked at. None of them had symmetrical windows. So that was one of the things they wanted to portray in our building. Our lobby is this beautiful lobby with a grand staircase, all this glass in the front. And the nice thing is the lobby can hold probably 300 people as a concert space for our performance hall and our recital hall. They're right next to each other so that for either event, people can have a nice place to wait till their concert comes. Let's see, what else do we have? Also, one of the things that's just really beautiful when you walk into our building, the terrazzo floors. This is beautiful terrazzo flooring at multiple levels, and beautiful, beautiful hall. I do have to tell you all some sad news about the hall, if you haven't heard. So we had a little problem during the freeze. Unfortunately, there was a valve that did not get installed, a release on the building. A pipe blew apparently in the middle of the night, and it blew through the back wall of our performance hall. And they were estimating water was flowing into our performance hall at the rate of 40,000 gallons an hour for about 8 hours. And so in rehearsal halls. And so we are back in construction phase now. Luckily, we have experience with this, but it's a, you know, I almost cried when I saw the performance hall because all the beautiful woodwork in there, most of it is being replaced. And so we are still in the mitigation phase of this. Not all the water is completely out of the building yet, if you can believe that. Part of it is when the water set on some of the flooring, acoustical flooring, it went underneath, it seeped underneath, and then there's several layers under these floors, and some of the water got trapped between insulation and concrete. And I didn't know this, but concrete holds water for a very long time. And so they are still having to blow hot air into our building in places and to dehumidify and get some of that water out. But, you know, this will pass. They're going to build everything back like it. The approximation is that we should have everything back to the way it was by August, except for the performance hall. We probably won't be using that until next January. And then there may still be another wait on some of the decorative woodwork, may take even a little bit longer to do, but we're hoping to at least have use of the hall again. If any of you went to the symphony concert the other day, you know we were back in Jones instead of in our new performance hall. But, you know, it's one of those things that happens. And I will tell you that everybody in our faculty and our students, you know, we were all disappointed that it happened, but everybody has been working together extra hard. We had to move tons of equipment from the percussion suite into other areas of the building. So it's impacting everything we do, but we're finding a way to make it all work. If this had happened in our old building, something like this, we would have been out of commission because we had no other choices. But you know, it's one of those things, and there's nothing we can do about it now. But we're very positive about the future, and we have workers in there every day making progress, and so we will get everything back to like it was. I know that we had some tours scheduled. The Women's Club of Kingsville was to come in at one point. We had to cancel that one. And so, you know, it's like I said, it's unfortunate, but we're gonna make lemonade out of lemons with this. So I don't know if anybody has any questions about our building. Yes, Steve.
Well, you could do Swan Lake, you know.
There you go. Yes.
So Dr. Hageman, you told me a wonderful story about the pianos that you purchased. Would you tell us just a little bit how that happened? That was the coolest thing.
So we, you know, when this project was when we were budgeting this project, one of the things we obviously needed was equipment, new equipment, particularly pianos on a building like this. And so our, you know, we had about 30 pianos in our old building, and now we have about 90 pianos in our new building. And some of these pianos are Steinways. We actually bought 6 Steinway pianos, and we purchased these about 3 years ago and had somebody in Austin hold them for us because Steinways go up in cost and value every year. And we have 2 9-foot grands and 4 7-foot grands. And the cool thing is our piano faculty actually flew up to New York to the Steinway factory and got to pick out the ones they wanted, just like picking out a puppy, you know. And they picked out these specific pianos, and luckily they were not damaged at all in the flood. They were spared all of that. And so these beautiful instruments, and you know, just in case you know, a Steinway 9-foot now costs nearly $200,000. It is an expensive puppy. Yes, yes. But we saved enough by buying those early that we could purchase actually about 20 upright pianos with the money we saved by buying them early. But we're really excited. I mean, our pianos are just beautiful, and so when at some point in the future we'll have a concert with both 9-foots right there on the stage playing at one time. Just beautiful. So, yes. Any other questions? Yes.
Are the students back at the college?
Yes, ma'am. So we've been, we've had students in our building since the fall, and we don't do things the way we used to. In the rehearsal rooms, we have a COVID number that we can allow in these rooms. So none of our ensembles meet like they used to, particularly the choral groups, because those show the highest spread of vapors and so forth. But we mask up, we do all sorts of things. And we've been able, we had to cancel some events here and there, but most of our events are going on just in a slightly different way. And most of our concerts now, because of all the technology we have, we're live streaming everything without any difficulty. So that, and our engineer, he's up in the sound booth in the recording studio, and he'll live stream all of our events and things. We have our jazz festival this weekend, and so we're live streaming concerts on Friday night and Saturday night. And so that has been a blessing that we did have all that. Some of our students have been, who've been high risk, have been at home, and we've taught them through distance learning. And they are just dying to get back. And pretty much, I think everybody is back this semester at this point, and we're looking forward to better times in the future as well. I want to brag on our program a little bit, a couple of things. So our students compete in certain things, and we've just been notified of a few honors that our students got. Our top jazz band just won a Downbeat Magazine award for outstanding performance. And this is a competition between university jazz bands all over the United States and Canada. And we actually won in the graduate school large ensemble category. That's the really big schools. We came in second or third place. We don't know yet. There was somebody who was the big winner, but we got what's called an Outstanding Performance Award. And actually, this is 2 years in a row we've done that. So we're really excited about that. It's highly competitive. Downbeat Magazine is the international jazz magazine. It's been around since the 1920s, I believe. And so it's been a big honor for us to be selected by them. Also, our School of Music was named one of the top 25 places to get a music education degree in terms of quality and affordability. So we were ranked 25 in the nation in that. We didn't even know this was going on. We were notified by some sort of research group that does this. And so that was a pleasant surprise for us. Last semester, we found out about that. So we were very proud of that. And we also, we have groups that are getting opportunities to perform all over the world. 2 summers ago, our horn quartet went to Belgium, and they won an international horn quartet competition. They beat out groups from all over the world. We have a trombone quartet who just got notified that they are in the International Trombone Association Quartet competition. And they are one of 3 finalists. They will travel to Georgia this summer to compete. The other 2 groups, one is from Germany and the other one is from Sweden. So, and these actually were professional groups that our students are competing against. So we're super proud of them. And these kinds of things, our students are getting these kinds of recognitions every year now. And we're very proud of that. It's one of those things, external validation is very valuable. because it's not you saying your kids are great, which we all like to say. And as parents, we like to brag on our kids and everything. But this is actually like going to church and having somebody come up to you and say, wow, your kids are so well behaved. I love your kids, It's that sort of thing. And so we're really proud of that and our students and all their accomplishments. And, we work very hard down there. We try to support our students and give them all the things they need for a great music education, and very proud of the progress our program has made and all the things we're able to do. Yes, ma'am.
You mentioned live stream. How can we?
So it's so like many of our events, they are published on our Facebook page, and you can find those. The Jazz Festival this weekend is going to be on YouTube. So we will be posting that. We don't know always how to get this word out to everybody. So we started posting it a couple of days ago when we got our YouTube links, and those are going out on social media everywhere. So we will try and get those out at least through our university social media. Yeah. Well, no. Well, the point is we haven't given it to her yet. So no. So I just got the links yesterday. So yes, we were trying to do that. Yes.
Well, what time are the events on Friday and Saturday?
7 o'clock. 7 o'clock Friday night and 7 o'clock Saturday night. And on Friday night is jazz combo night. So we have our trumpet jazz ensembles, jazz combo 1 and 2. And we have a guest trombonist coming down from New York. His name is Marshall Jilks. He's like one of the greatest jazz trombone players in the world. And he can do things on the trombone. I call it calisthenics on the trombone. He can play from some of the lowest note, about 4 octaves up, in like one breath. It's unbelievable. And so he's working with our students, and it's going to be playing Friday night. And then Saturday night at 7 are our big bands, jazz bands 3, 2, 1. And then Marshall Jilks will join jazz band 1 and play with us on that too. So it should be a lot of fun. The first time ever, of course, we're not charging a penny to anybody. Normally, we have tickets for that concert, but this year everything will be up on YouTube. So anything else? All right. Thank you all so much.
Get back on camera here. So thank you so much, Paul, for being here with us today.
Thank you.
As a token of our appreciation, we have a Swiss Army knife rotary pin. Not only is it a writing utensil, it also works as a wand.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you. Thank y'all very much. I appreciate this opportunity to speak today.
Okie dokie. So now, while I am doing some magic in the background, I think it's time to ask Lucy to come to the podium, please. You can just stand where you are or sit. Everybody knows where you are. Thank you, Lucy. And so, fellow Rotarians, it is my privilege today to welcome into membership Lucy Villarreal, whose name has been proposed by very own Steve Bain. This proposal has been reviewed in accordance with the Constitution and bylaws of our club. Lucy, you have been approved for membership in this club because Steve and our board and all of our other members believe you to be a worthy representative of this mighty and magnificent organization. Steve, if you would do the honors, please, and ceremoniously start handing her pin.
Where is it?
Ceremoniously.
Ceremoniously.
In electing you into membership, we're doing more than taking you into our fellowship. We are making you a trustee with the responsibility of upholding the ideals of Rotary. Knowing you to be a Rotarian, the world will henceforth judge Rotary by your actions. Do you accept this responsibility and the obligations attached to your membership into the Rotary Club of Kingsville?
Yes, I do.
Very good. And
Thank you.
you've already done this part. So we ask that you wear your new Rotary pin and emblem of our organization with pride
I will.
all day, every single day.
Will do.
Fellow Rotarians, I am proud and honored and pleased to present to you today our fellow Rotarian, Lucy Villarreal. Thank you so much. And on to more things.
We're such a humble organization.
Right? The most humble, I believe.
Didn't we get an award for that? They took it away from us when we showed it?
I made a new one. We do have a few. Oh, wait. Before that, Keenan had an announcement for us in magazines, I think. Would you like to share with the group?
Sure. So I was able to put a magazine on the table.
Did you want to come over here and so that our virtual audience?
All right. So right here. Okay, cool. So basically what Coastal Bend College is doing is that we have some newer leadership. So we're kind of trying to ultimately revamp our image and our perception of the college within all of our serving community. So we have what is called our bi-monthly magazine. Is called Around the Bend. And so what it is going to do is basically highlight all the activities, programs, events, whatever the case may be at all 4 of our sites. So we have our location in Pleasanton, Beeville, Alice, as well as here in Kingsville. So I was able to put one at each of the tables. So if you have a moment, just go ahead and flip through it. This is our first, I guess, inaugurational issue. So this is kind of the first one of me. And what I was able to do was, I'll kind of forward Justin a electronic link. And what he'll probably do is just kind of send it out to you guys so that way you'll be able to look at it as well. So it's just kind of, like I said, just a little something that we're going to do to let people know what's going on at Coastal Bend College. Kind of, like I said, to get the new image, new perception, and just new views of Coastal Bend College down the community. So that's it. Thank you, Justin. Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. Okie dokie. And we do have a few upcoming things again this Thursday at 5:30 in the PM in the community room of the Clayburg Bank building. That is the downstairs dungeonish area. The room with no windows is our local student 4-way test speech competition. We are still actively and eagerly looking for judges. And for more information on that, would Deb like to share some information on that over here for our virtual audience to appreciate as well? All the way over here, maybe? Maybe all the way over here?
I'm sorry, I forget about the virtual people. So because we have so many of us here, I just want to say I did rope a few people into being judges for me here at the in-person luncheon, but I could use a backup or two. So if you do have any interest in helping out with this, it's a great opportunity to see what some of our local students can do. They've always been very well-spoken, and it's enjoyable to hear them give their presentations. So please give me a call, shoot me a text, shoot me an email, and I'll be happy to give you more details and let you know, when and where and why and how much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Deb. And let's see, next Tuesday. So for those who have been paying acute attention to our calendar, you might notice that we're meeting in person not on the last Tuesday of the month, and that is because on the last Tuesday of the month, next Tuesday, March 30, that begins our 4-session series for Rotary Leadership Institute Part 1 virtually. And so it would be virtually impossible for me to do both. You see what I did there? So we moved it up 1 week, which is why we're meeting in person, dad joke, meeting in person today. So thank you so much for being here. If you are interested in attending Rotary Leadership Institute Part 1, or learning more about Rotary Leadership Institute Part 1, you may go to our bulletin. You may go to the district website, rotary5930.org, or you may go to our website, rotarykingsville.com. 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 Very good. And the first Monday in April is our regularly scheduled board meeting via Zoom. More information on that coming soon. And the first Saturday in May will be our now scheduled district conference, also on Zoom, and more information on our district conference will be coming soon. It will likely be a free event. There's a golf tournament down in the valley, Brownsville, Harlingen-ish, that hopefully will be able to raise enough money to fund the expenses of the district conference, because even though we are virtual, we still have expenses. And it can additionally be a fundraiser. And so that should be a free event. That means no excuses. That's right. And so more information on that will be coming up soon. And Dawn has something for the good of Rotary today.
Thanks for Janine for bringing up the put a club runner invite out for volunteers. I figure when did this start?
It's 10 to 5.
Okay.
So we'll maybe a little 20% out. We'll get the banner made as a sponsor, and then I can work, and that's somebody else has a membership. I just thought we could get the popsicles. Yeah.
For the virtual audience, she is saying 10 to 5 is the time for La Loteria.
And I'm gonna probably send out a volunteer like we did before, have maybe 2 people there at a time, maybe an hour at a time or something. You'll do all day.
And
Okay.
Dawn will send out a club runner invite for volunteers on that day.
Cool. Thanks.
Thanks.
We might as well take advantage of a little bit of a fundraiser. We haven't had it, so.
That hits both public image and foundation. If we're out in the public, that is membership. That is what we call the Rotary Triangle or the Rotary Continuum, how they feed into each other. Thank you, Dawn, and thank you, Janine, for spearheading that for us. Thank you so much. Does anybody else have anything for the good of Rotary today? Seeing none, moving on. It is now time for us to move on to our weekly Paul Harris drawings. Remember, this is where you connect with your fellow Rotarians. And it was a big week. Yay, Veronica, for answering the phone. Remember, every week is a new opportunity to make a connection with your fellow Rotarians, and the list of your weekly pairs are in your weekly bulletin at the very bottom with the pairs icon. Dad joke, they're actually little pairs. And if you will now please join me in the 4-way test of the things we think, say, and do. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? And will it be beneficial to all concerned? Thanks so much, everyone. It was great to see everybody, and you have 15 seconds to spare. Yay!